Hi there and welcome. You are welcome. I really mean that. So welcome to this channel. And we're reading the Bible through, passage from the Old, passage from the New, passage of Psalms, passage from Proverbs. We just finished Job, and today we start a new book. We start Ecclesiastes. And tradition tells us that Solomon wrote Ecclesiastes, King Solomon. And so we're going to read a few chapters from Ecclesiastes, and then we'll jump into 2 Corinthians chapter 6. We'll read Psalm 46, and then we'll get our proverb from chapter 22 from the book of Proverbs. We are reading this week from the Evangelical Heritage Version. So here we go. Ecclesiastes chapter 1 through chapter 3. The words of Ecclesiastes, David's son, king in Jerusalem. Not Ecclesiastes, Solomon, but that's all right. Nothing but vapor, Ecclesiastes says, totally vapor. Everything is just vapor that vanishes. What does anyone gain by all his hard work at which he works hard under the sun? A generation goes and a generation comes, but the earth keeps standing forever. The sun rises and the sun sets. It hurries back, panting and out of breath, to its starting point where it rises again. The wind goes round and round, blowing south, then blowing north. The wind keeps going around in circles. All streams keep flowing into the sea, but the sea is never full. The streams keep coming back to the same place, and then they flow out again. Everything is tedious and tiresome, more than one can tell. No eye ever sees enough, and no ear ever gets its fill of hearing. Whatever has been is what will be again, and whatever has already been done is what will be done again. There is nothing new under the sun. True story. Is there a single thing about which one can say, look, this is new? It was already here ages ago, long before us. No one remembers the people who came before us, and as for those who are coming, after they are gone, no one will remember them either. I, Ecclesiastes, have been king over Israel and Jerusalem. I applied my heart to seek out and explore with wisdom everything done under the sky. What a burdensome task God has given the children of Adam to keep them busy. I have seen all the actions done under the sun, and look, it is all nothing but vapor. It is all chasing the wind. Whatever is crooked cannot be straightened. Whatever is not there cannot be counted. I thought in my heart, look, I have become great and accumulated more wisdom than anyone ruling over Jerusalem before me. My mind has absorbed so much wisdom and knowledge. I applied my heart to understand wisdom and knowledge, madness and stupidity, and I realized that this too is chasing the wind. In fact, with much wisdom comes much frustration. The more knowledge, the more pain. I thought in my heart, go ahead, test yourself with pleasure to see what is good. But oh, that too is vapor. About laughter, I said madness. About pleasure, what good is it? As my heart kept guiding me with wisdom, I put it to work researching how to relax my body with wine and how to grasp why people do stupid things. My goal was to see what was good for people to do under the sky during the few days of their lives. I undertook great projects. I built houses for myself. I planted vineyards for myself. I made gardens and parks for myself, and I planted every kind of fruit tree in them. I made reservoirs of water for myself to irrigate a forest of sprouting trees. I acquired male and female servants. I also had slaves that were born in my own house, livestock too. I had more herds and flocks than anyone before me in Jerusalem. I piled up silver and gold for myself, as well as treasures from kings and provinces. I acquired male singers and female singers for myself, and what gives great pleasure to men, one concubine after another. So I became great, and I surpassed all who were in Jerusalem before me. Nevertheless, my wisdom still stayed with me. Whatever my eyes desired, I did not withhold from them. I did not hold my heart back from any pleasure. My heart even took pleasure in all my hard work. This is what I got from all my hard work. But when I turned my attention to everything that my hands had done, and to how hard I had worked for it, note this, it was all vapor, all chasing the wind. There was no benefit under the sun. I turned my attention to consider wisdom, madness, and stupidity. For what will the man do who will succeed the king? Only what has already been done. I saw wisdom is better than stupidity, as light is better than darkness. The wise man has eyes in his head, but the fool walks in darkness. Yet I also knew that one fate meets them all. So I said in my heart, the same fate that meets the fool will also meet me. So why then have I been overly wise? So I said in my heart, this too is just vapor. No one will remember the wise man or the fool for long. In days to come, all of them will already be forgotten. How does the wise man die? Just like the fool. So I hated life because the work done under the sun was so frustrating for me, because everything is vapor and chasing the wind. I also hated all the results of my hard work, for which I worked so hard under the sun, since I must leave it all to the man who comes after me. And who knows, will he be wise or a fool? Yet he will have control over all the results of my hard work, for which I work so hard and so wisely under the sun. This too is vapor that vanishes. Boy, he's cheery, isn't he? So I changed my course, and my heart began to despair over my hard work at which I worked so hard under the sun. Sure, there may be a man who has worked hard, wisely, aptly, and skillfully, but he must hand over whatever he accumulated by all his hard work to a man who has not worked hard for it. This too is vapor. It's so unfair. For what does a man gain through all his hard work, through all the turmoil in his heart, as he works so hard under the sun? Pain fills all his days. His occupation is frustration. Even at night his heart does not rest. This too is vapor. There is nothing better for a man than to eat, to drink, and to find joy in his work. This too I saw is from God's hand. For who can eat or enjoy himself apart from him? Yes, God gives wisdom, knowledge, and happiness to the man whom he considers good. But to the person who goes on sinning, God gives the task of gathering and collecting, but only so that he can give it all to a person whom God considers good. This too is vapor, nothing but chasing wind. For everything there is an appointed time. There is an appropriate time for every activity under heaven. To everything, a time to give birth and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to uproot plants, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to tear down and a time to build, a time to weep and a time to laugh, and a time to mourn and a time to dance, a time to scatter stones and a time to gather stones, a time to embrace and a time not to embrace, a time to search and a time to stop searching, a time to keep and a time to throw away, a time to rip and a time to sow, a time to be silent and a time to speak, a time to love and a time to hate, a time for war and a time for peace. What does the worker gain from his hard work? I have seen the task which God has given the children of Adam to keep them busy. He has made everything beautiful in its time. Yes, he has also put eternity in their hearts, yet it is not possible for man to understand the work that God has done from beginning to end. I know that there is nothing better for them than to be happy and enjoy good things while they live. Also, when anyone eats, drinks, and experiences the good things that his hard work leads to, this is God's gift. I know that everything God does will last forever. Nothing can be added to it or taken away from it. God acts so that people will fear him. Whatever exists now has already been, and whatever will be has already been. God makes whatever has already passed come again. I saw something else under the sun. In the place where justice should be, there was wickedness, and in the place for righteousness, there was wickedness. I said in my heart, God will judge the righteous and the wicked. Yes, there will be a time for every case to be settled before God. So I said in my heart, this is done so that God can test the children of Adam, so that they can see what animals they are if left to themselves. For the outcome for the children of Adam and the outcome for animals is the same. One dies just like the other. All have the same breath. Mankind has no advantage over animals because everything is vapor. All go to the same place. All were from dust, and to dust all return. Who knows whether the spirit of the man goes upward and the spirit of the animal goes down into the earth? So I saw that there is nothing better for man than to be happy in his activities, since that is his reward. For who will show him what there will be after him? All right, 2 Chronicles, chapter 6, and we will read the first 13 verses. As fellow workers, we also urge you not to receive God's grace in vain, For he says, at a favorable time I listened to you, and in the day of salvation I helped you. Look, now is the favorable time. See, now is the day of salvation. We are giving no one a reason to stumble in any way, so that our ministry will not be blamed. Rather, in every way we show ourselves to be God's ministers, in great endurance, in troubles, in hardships, in difficulties, in beatings, in imprisonments, in riots, in hard work, in sleepless nights, in times of hunger, in purity, in knowledge, in patience, in kindness, in the Holy Spirit, in sincere love, in the word of truth, in the power of God, with the weapons of righteousness on the right and on the left, through glory and dishonor, through bad report and good report, treated as deceivers yet being honest, treated as unknown and yet being well known, as dying and yet look, we live, as punished yet not put to death, as grieving yet always rejoicing, as poor yet making many rich, as having nothing yet possessing everything. We have spoken to you openly, Corinthians. Our heart is standing wide open. We have plenty of room for you, but you do not have room for us in your affections. I am speaking to you as my children. In exchange, open your hearts wide too. And now we'll pop into Psalm 46. Yes, Psalm 46. God is our refuge and strength, a helper who can always be found in times of trouble. That is why we will not fear when the earth dissolves and when the mountains tumble into the heart of the sea. Its waters roar and foam, the mountains quake when it rises. There is a river, its streams bring joy to the city of God, to the holy dwelling of the Most High. God is in her, she will not fall, God will help her at daybreak. Nations are in turmoil, kingdoms fall, God raises his voice, the earth melts. The Lord of armies is with us, the God of Jacob is a fortress for us. Come, look at the works of the Lord, what a wasteland he has made of the earth. He makes wars cease to the end of the earth. He shatters the bow, he cuts up the spear. He burns the carts with fire. Be still and know that I am God. I will be exalted among the nations. I will be exalted on the earth. The Lord of armies is with us. The God of Jacob is a fortress for us. And Proverbs chapter 22, verse 15. Foolishness is bound tightly into a child's heart. A rod of discipline will drive it far from him. And that is our reading for September 2nd, 2022. I'm so glad you joined me. I hope you have an awesome day. And I hope we'll catch you on the next one. Take care and bye for now.